Hey y'all, Zach McDonald, your real estate agent with Real Property Associates, and this is my King County real estate market update for August 2022. We're jumping right into the stats here as we look back at July 2022. These are the MLS Stats hot off the press for King County. As we're looking at the numbers here, I'm seeing some changes, and these are some changes that I expected to see. We're seeing that we're down on the number of new listings, which is normal for this time of year, down 2.6% year over year, but also down month over month. Pending sales are down this last month from the previous month, but fairly similar, so not a big drop off there in pending sales. But we are seeing a 25.8% drop in pending sales from last year, so we had quite a bit more houses going off the market. Closed sales, this is a big drop here, 43% drop in closed sales in King County from July 2021 to July 2022. But days on market staying relatively similar. Average days on market 13 versus 10, but statistically 30% jump. So some places are seeing a little bit longer if we look city by city, but countywide 13 days on market, which is still relatively fast. But I think a big part of that's pricing and how you price, because we are seeing prices going down. So median sales price is down month over month, but again, year over year up 3.4% at $900,000 in King County. Average sales price was again down month over month, but up 5.5% year over year at $1,163,520. Percentage of list price received 6.2% down, so just over asking price on average, 0.3%, which is small. Last year, almost 7% over asking price. But if we look at a different stat, which is percentage of the original asking price, it's actually 98.9%, or down 7.3% year over year. So last year, we were seeing the houses selling above the original asking prices, and we're still seeing a few houses sell for over asking price. There's always certain houses in any market that are going to be competitive because they're special or in great neighborhoods. But on average, King County houses are actually selling below their original asking price. So again, I want to make sure that's super clear, because we've talked about price drops, and I'm seeing more price drops or about the same amount of price drops as I'm seeing new listings week by week here over the past 3-4 weeks. And that's because prices are coming down and people are dropping their prices to find the market and find what buyers are willing to pay. And so I think it's important to be looking at this number, right? Percentage of the original asking price versus what the dropped, reduced asking price is. Inventory of homes, we've seen a lot more homes available, 93.5% more. So almost 100% more houses in King County this last month versus the prior year. Almost 4,000 houses available in King County. We had less than 2,000 last year. Month supply, 125% up. So that, again, mentioning that inventory, with the inventory numbers factored in, right, and the decrease in pending sales. The month supply number also jumped quite a bit, over 100% more. We went from 0.8 to 1.8% of the supply numbers. So there's a lot more options for buyers. And I think as you're considering just what's going on in the King County market, the big idea here is that buyers and sellers are adjusting and having to figure out what the new normal is. I think sellers are finally starting to have realistic expectations, right? I think acceptance is the word, accepting what's happening in the market, and that is that prices are going down and buyers are going from having a fear of missing out and paying way over asking price to having a fear of potentially participating, which is a big difference. And they've gone from, oh my gosh, I need a house, to, well, what happens if I buy one? Am I going to be in trouble in the future? So that shift in sentiment has definitely changed things and slammed on the brakes, so to speak, for buyers in the housing market. Now, those buyers, they'll come back someday. They're still renting a house or sitting on the sidelines. Maybe they're just continuing on in their lease for the year, but they're still there. But currently they're not in the market, right? So at some point when the market stabilizes and their confidence comes back, which I'm starting to see here over the past few weeks, right? Interest rates have stabilized. the fear index and the stock market's going down, the stock market's stabilizing a little bit. I think people's confidence is starting to increase, and that might be having to do with the Fed increasing the rates a couple different times pretty significantly. That confidence might be, hey, inflation might be coming to a halt or at least slowing down, right? Because inflation's been out of control, and that's caused a lot of fear. Among other things. As we're looking at specific cities here in King County, instead of targeting an area or highlighting an area, which I do most of the time, I want to highlight a few of the outliers, and these are cities where we're seeing greater than the average appreciation. So the median sales price in King County is up 3.4% year over year, but there are places in King County where we're seeing more than 15 or even more than 20% jumps in the median sales price. So Black Diamond was 16.5% up, and Covington 19.1% up, so big jumps. Kenmore, 30.3% jump. Woohoo! That's big. That's big. Newcastle also made the list here as we're looking, 35.5% jump, and North Bend 26.2% jump. Those are substantial, given that the median was 3.4%. That's a pretty big jump. Now, Clyde Hill and also Medina, as we're looking at those numbers, had big, massive jumps too, but those places have, well, let's just say there's some pretty big differences in the house prices in there, and sometimes you only have a house or two sell in a month. So I don't want to include them in that amazing outliers list, but they also had pretty big jumps there. And specifically Medina with a 159% jump in median sales price. But again, probably just a couple sales in there. Didn't verify that, but I think that's a big part of it. But some of these other cities, again, have just a lot more houses selling. But across King County, I think the housing market is starting to stabilize a little bit. We're seeing the amount of new listings picking up, but we're also seeing more pending sales than new listings. So what I'm predicting is that we'll see the supply numbers start to level off a little bit. I think we might even see them start declining into September, with then the expectation that they'd pick up a little bit. But I think that initial push of, I got to get my house on the market, calming down a little bit. I think buyers are starting to get a little bit more confident, and I think that's going to be good for the housing market moving forward. Thanks so much for watching my King County real estate market update for August 2022. If you want to connect about buying or selling a house in King County, please feel free to reach out. And if you want to see more updates like this, please subscribe to my channel.